Good morning, Mom COEs. Welcome to Winter Wonderland in Wisconsin. To my Ohio and Florida friends, especially my Florida friends, it is 12 degrees here in Kenosha, Wisconsin this morning. And yes, I have to break out the fleece earlier this year than normal, but I hope everyone is staying warm who are in these northern Midwestern states. But today I actually wanted to come on and talk to you about what a haircut taught me about messy. And you might be thinking, what? You know, I've had bad hair days before. I've had messy hair. You know, the messy bun is pretty popular for those of you who have long hair. But I actually cut my hair. Well, I didn't cut it. My wonderful hairstylist, Crystal Jolly, cut it, and she is at Kalan Studio. I'm going to give her a little bit of a plug because she just opened Kalan Studio, and she had moved from another location to open up her own business. As a business owner, I give her mass props for doing that because it takes a lot of courage to go out on your own and lose a little bit of the stability of a regular job and sacrifice that stability with some time freedom and flexibility. So huge kudos to Crystal Jolly for cutting my hair and starting her own business. But I just wanted to come on and say, when I had long hair, and I actually, for those of you who don't know me with long hair, I had long hair to the middle of my back or to like my shoulder blade area. Good morning, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in. Bobby, I just got to give some props to Bobby this morning because she is like the guru of jam and homemade stuff. She's awesome. Her cooking is amazing. Her jams are amazing. If you want to know how to do anything like that, which I am not gifted in, reach out to Bobby because she is amazing at that stuff. She's like has a harvest time and everything in the fall, and she just like Wonder Woman with that. Super cool, Bobby. Good morning to you. But yeah, so talking about a haircut, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted this morning. Talking about a haircut, so I used to have long hair to about my shoulder blades and even mid-back when I was younger. And in fact, if somebody would look in my high school yearbook, I had long hair pretty much all through high school. And then I went into college and I got it short. And then I let it grow out again in graduate school because I couldn't afford a haircut in Philadelphia. Like, I don't know, it was, at that time, 1996 to 1998, you know, it was a lot to pay $40 to $50 for a haircut. I think that might be the gold standard right now, but 20 years ago, $40 to $50 on a graduate school budget, that wasn't happening. So I did not get haircuts because it was just too expensive. And good morning, Mary Elaine. Thanks for tuning in. And so, anyway, I've had long hair, and I kind of play with that a little bit. I actually love short hair, but, you know, I've tried different things. And so this past August, just a few months ago, I had my hairstylist, Crystal Jolly, cut my hair again and kind of go with something a little bit more bold. And one of the reasons I did that is just I was tired of spending a ton of time on my hair. That's just not me. I'm not a girly girl. I envy those ladies who love to do that stuff, have their nails done, have their makeup just right. I'm just like, okay, what can I get done that looks good in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes? So including makeup and hair, not one or the other. And so she kind of, she cut my hair for that reason, but then I was also starting this theme with my podcast of be bold, be beautiful, and be you. And I was like, yeah, I need a fresh, bold haircut to kind of go along with this new project I'm doing. Good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And so she cut my hair, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I can, like, mess it up, and it's okay. So, like, I can just do this, And it doesn't really look that much different, right? And I have discovered that this is a major blessing in my life right now, because it is crazy. I'm about ready to launch a few things with my business, and I just don't really have time to be focusing on my hair. So what I've discovered is that, if I wear a hat because it's cold and I take the hat off, yeah, my hair might be like standing up like that, but I've got product in my hair, so I can just, do that type of thing, and it doesn't look that much different. So what I've learned with this haircut is like, you know what? Sometimes messy's okay. And for me, like, I'm an order fanatic. Like, I like to have my stuff in boxes. I like to have my labels. If you look at my pantry, my cans of soup or cans of fruit, canned vegetables, beans, things like that, all the labels face out, because, like, I want to see what the can is. I don't want the label facing in, and then I can't tell what I'm trying to grab. But I like my stuff in order. And for me to like have messy hair and it not really look that messy, I am like so cool with that, right? Because it doesn't matter. Sometimes messiness teaches us something. Sometimes it teaches us that, you know what? That scattered idea, that brainstorming session, that creativity that comes out of that, maybe it ends up not being the product that you first dreamed of or maybe thought of, but it turns out to be something better. And so when we look at like our dreams, when we look at our plans, when we look at our schedules, and sometimes things get in the way and they mess it up, if we look back, thank goodness it got messed up, right? So when I think about people who foster kids, maybe they didn't know they were going to do that, but all of a sudden, God just put it in their heart to have somebody else's kid come into their life and kind of mess with their schedule a bit. But it's a good messy, because that kid gets loved on. Sometimes fostering ends up to adoption. And that's where maybe something that wasn't planned ends up being one of the best things ever. When I started having kids, and I have 2 girls, I was like, my kids aren't going to do this, my kids aren't going to that. And if you say that, it's probably going to be the opposite. And I have a girly girl, and I have kind of a tomboy fashionista. And I didn't know what to do with girls. I was a tomboy, and I was thinking, I can't do girls. I have to have boys. And God said, no, I'm going to give you 2 girls. And I got 2 girls, and now I don't know what I would do with boys. So it's like I can really plan what gender my kids are going to be, but was my thinking before I had kids. And now I can't imagine having boys. And boys are fine. But I wouldn't know what to do with them, because I have a girly girl who likes Barbie dolls, doing hair, doing nails, wearing dresses. That was not me. I was a kid who grew up, I wanted my Matchbox cars and my Legos, and on a Sunday, if we went to church and I had a dress on, I was like, how soon can I get this off? Then my other girl, she's really sporty, and I can relate to that. I love sporty, but she also loves hair and nails. She's like a little fashionista. Like, does this look good? Does my part in my hair look great? And like, I'm not used to that, because I don't have long hair. And even when I had long hair, I either put it back in a ponytail or I put it up in hot curlers, so it would just like do whatever it did. So, I'm not used to I'm just not used to girly stuff. But that's messy for me, but I love it. So what I'm trying to say is, over these past couple months, having short hair again, it's really worked out for me, because I can mess up my hair and it doesn't really do anything. So it's super economical. It's super easy peasy for me. And it also has shown me that, you know what? Sometimes when things get messed up, it ends up being the best thing. I want to hear back from you. What are some things that you didn't plan that kind of at first were like, whoa, that's going to mess things up, and then it ends up being the best thing ever? I'd love to hear what you ladies have to say about that. Another thing for us right now is my husband's on third shift. I know I posted a little bit ago that it's a struggle. It is an absolute struggle that we are on opposite, schedules, so to speak. And what's really cool about that, though, is that the time that we have, we've really tried to focus on concentrating on that time. And in some ways, that's brought us closer together. And the other thing that we do is we are committed to having meals together. And when he was on second shift, we couldn't do that. He wasn't home to have meals. So I'm actually thankful that he's on third shift instead of second shift. And it's messy right now, but it is making us use the time that we have more wisely instead of taking it for granted. So that part of the messy is super important for us because we are able to really devote that time to having good quality conversation. And let me tell you, having a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, the conversations that they come up with, the questions that they ask, first of all, I probably wasn't even thinking about the questions they asked at that age. I probably thought about that, as 14, 15 years old. And it's messy sometimes to have conversations about sexual education, about a boy and a girl, about why we don't really allow sleepovers because we just, most people don't sleep when there's a sleepover. But why, when we do allow a sleepover, it's with very specific families. We have messy conversations about phone use, about watching different things on TV. And I never would have thought we would have had some of the conversations that we've had. I thought I would have those conversations with a 15, 16-year-old. But kids are a lot more mature nowadays, and we have to have some tough conversations. And it's messy. And they bring it up. I'm not the one bringing it up. They're asking the questions. And it's all good. Because I would rather them ask the questions and get an honest answer and a real answer from mom and dad than be wondering or have other kids make answers up and they're not true or they're not real. So sometimes the messy is just fine. I encourage you today. I really want to hear from you. What has happened to you that's been unplanned and kind of messy, but has turned out to be one of the best things, one of the most rewarding things, or just something that kind of caught you by surprise in a good way? I look forward to seeing what you have to say. Take care. Have a great day.